Hello, everyone.
Hi, welcome. Oh, I'm Joan, even though my screen says Joe. This is Cathy. Close enough.
Welcome to our Sunday night photo finish.
We're so excited to be here with everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sending in all of your vultures. Obviously, you know, today we are celebrating the 23 Vultures of the World Photo Challenge and our photo finish.
Ending out our Feathers in Flight online auction event week. So thank you again for joining us.
So as many of you probably know, the auction is still going on right now. You have 2 hours left. The auction ends at 6 p.m. That's Pacific time. And we have a bunch of trips available for you. There's a trip about Condor country. You can come to Big Sur and Carmel, explore our local area, hopefully catch a chance to see your own condor. And then we also have some limited edition items like condor tags. We have Cedric number 88. We have a framed photo from Tim Huntington and also one of Cedric's older tags and one of his newer ones. So that's a really fun item up for bid right now. Okay, oop, next. More auction stuff. We also have this really lovely metal piece of a juvenile condor. And then we also have some plushies available. These are in honor of Kingpin. We have one of his older tags, the black one, and then we also have one of his newer tags, the red one. So go check those out. We have a limited number of those guys available. So as of last night, we got all 23 vultures. The Cape Vulture was the last one we were looking for. He or she arrived in our inbox, and we are so pleased to share that we got all of them from all over the world.
Out of 186 photos from 46 individuals, we found 23 different vulture species from all over the world. So thank you all again for submitting all these photos to help us reach that goal and to share these beautiful vultures with you.
We've been having a blast looking through all of them, so thank you. So we're going to start it off.
We're going to start with turkey vultures that had the most submissions of our species. Turkey vultures are found in North, Central, and South America. They are of least concern, thankfully.
Yeah. So we're going to click through some of our turkey. Well, it'll let me. There we go. We got a lot of really great shots from kind of all over the United States of these guys. Oh, this is one of our first awards. So we have some honorable mentions in here. This one is called the This Is Not Photoshopped Award by Mike Ince. And we chose this one because, I mean, look at it. That fish in there, that turkey vulture just landed himself a meal. And it looks like it might have been composed, but it's totally not. This is real.
And actually we zoomed in a little bit on this, but he's dragging him up from the water just below his feet right there. An absolutely stunning photo. Thank you, Mike Ince.
Love it. So as you can see, we have all kinds of turkey vulture shots from all over. We got a few of their nice wingspan. You know, notice that they have the white underneath.
Now, of course, turkey vultures are often mistaken for California condors. They are a little smaller than a California condor, and where the underwing on the turkey vultures has the white on the lower wings, the condor, of course, has the white patch up towards the top portion.
I occasionally get inquiries from people concerned about seeing untagged condors. They're not usually condors. It's usually a turkey vulture that they've spotted, but close enough.
And they are magnificent once you do get a little close to a turkey vulture, though we see them quite often. They are fairly large, and they do sometimes surprise us with how big they are when they get a little close.
Yep, they sure do. We love seeing them all posed together too. They have that nice red color. You can see it's a little deeper than, say, a condor.
And their head's a lot smaller in proportion to their body than a California condor's is.
Absolutely. Look at those guys. Oh, this is an honorable mention. We just thought this photo is really fantastic. Look at these guys all lined up on that fence there. I didn't even count how many are in that picture, but there's a lot. And we do have an award coming up for most vultures in one photo. Surprisingly, this is not it.
No, and this is what condors, we find condors doing this quite a bit on the condor cam as well, but they're sunning. So this is most likely an early morning shot, and they are warming their feathers and their wings. They're trying to warm up for the day.
Look at that one. Cambria, that's south of us. Oh, here we go. So Phil Arnold got our prettiest turkey vulture award. I mean, how could you not love that face? Look at that guy or gal.
Gorgeous, gorgeous photo.
Totally pretty. So thanks, Phil.
And for those who are getting, forgot about these. So for Phil, he gets a prettiest condor.
Hold it in front
Oh,
of me.
I can't. It's maybe in front
There
of
we
your
go.
face. There we go. There are awards that we made that are for specifically the prizes that we're giving out. So you will be getting these in the mail.
They're very sweet. They have a little Ventana patch on it.
And turkey vultures as well. I think any of the vultures are really funny when they're walking on the ground. They look very much like, almost like chickens.
Oh, they crack me up whenever I get photos like this. Love it. So our next vulture is the palm nut vulture. Least concern, found in Africa. This one's from Ed Harper. This one's a pretty one. This is a really pretty vulture.
And these guys eat, they eat bone marrow as well. I think Mike was telling us on
Oh, very
Tuesday.
cool. We have Mike Stake in here too. He's zooming along with us. Hi, Mike. Yeah, look at those eyes. Pretty. We got a lot of entries from Tanzania. They have a lot of vultures out there.
Not a lot of palm nuts, just those two.
Yep.
Then we have the lesser yellow-headed vulture, who is of least concern as well. He's found in Central and South America.
Pretty.
They've
Kind of
got-
looks like condor wings when flying.
And they've got that yellow with the red in their faces.
They do. Kind of similar to the king vulture who we have here, least concern, found in Central America. This one's very black and white, but they have that colorful base again, just like the palm nut.
Beautiful shot Robin got there. Then we have the Griffin Vulture, who is of least concern, found in Europe, Africa, Middle East, and Asia. These guys are very iconic. I think
Yeah,
a lot of people love the Griffin Vulture.
they're just kind of very furry looking, like they almost sort of look like a mammal to me. Okay, here we've got another one. This is prettiest vulture of all the 23.
All the submissions.
So this one's from Ellen Pasquale and from Antwerp, Belgium. And we chose this one just because of that really beautiful blue coloration, those really dark black eyes. And it's just a really wonderful photo. So thank you, Ellen. You will be getting one of those plaques that we created as well. We'll find a way to show it to you guys.
Yep.
Next, oh, I gotta click, excuse me. Next, we have Griffin Vulture, also least concern. These are sort of that similar brown coloration, pretty big guys. And I think we only got a few of these as well. If you ask me, they kind of look a little eagle-like, like a darker eagle.
The greater yellow-headed vulture must feel a lot better than that lesser yellow-headed vulture.
Yeah.
He too is of least concern, found in Central and South Americas, like this one that Morris Finkelstein had found in Brazil. Gorgeous coloring, and you can really see the yellow popping out in that head.
They kind of have a, I was going to say, they kind of have a similar shape on the front of their face too as a turkey vulture. That's what they make me think of, if turkey vultures were a little more colorful. So we also have the American black vulture. We got a number of these guys. These are found in North, Central, South America. I know we see a lot of them in the Southern United States. Least concern, you'll see a lot of these guys if you're in the US.
And apparently they're making their way a little bit west these
Yes.
days. So
We did hear that. Okay, so most vultures in one photo. This goes to Mary Jane Berry in Georgetown, Texas. I thought about counting all of them, but there are so many. I believe this might be a golf course somewhere. They're just hanging out, doing their thing.
But she also submitted one on a house, and so this could be the yard of that house. And so
True.
it was like, oh my gosh, so many black vultures.
So many. Look at them and their little fuzzy necks. I love those guys.
And it's really cool because it looks like the tips of their feathers have the white on them from the above, which is very unique as well.
They sure do. More Texas. We got a lot of Texan black vultures. Florida, yep, the southern states.
And they almost look, go back to that one, please. This guy, I don't know if he's a juvenile or not, but he almost looks like a juvenile condor, how they have that red fuzzy head and very soft, beautiful black eyes.
Absolutely. Oh, this is from Executive Director Kelly Sorensen. He's on vacation right now, but he couldn't help but to send us bird pics.
He found one in West Virginia and sent one for us.
He can't.
Although we can't see it at all. So we're going to take his word for it.
Yeah. We assume he knows. Okay, more black vultures. Lovely. Oh, look at that one.
Yeah, they're kind of scary to me.
They are a little bit.
Kind of creepy birds.
Ooh, okay. We learned about Himalayan vultures actually from Mike Stake in his Vultures and Volumes chat. If you missed it during the week, you can catch it on YouTube right now. If you want to hear about all the different vultures, Mike's your guy. So go find us on YouTube. But these guys are found in the Himalayan mountains. So obviously these ones from Larry Thompson in Nepal make sense. And these guys are near threatened.
My favorite, the Cenerius Vulture, which is also near threatened, found in Southern Europe and Asia. What I like about the Cenerius, other than the dark charcoal color that he has, the feathers on it, they all kind of come into a point, and you can see it on in his wingspan here very clearly that all of the feathers underneath are all pointed, and on the outside I can just imagine that is just gorgeous.
I love that. Sort of like a serrated knife almost.
Nope, go back. And one bearded vulture, one lammergeier. Thank you, Larry Thompson. His shot from Africa. This was up in a cliff, I believe, cliff nest, he said, that was really far away. And very glad he found that and sent that in. That was the one lammergeier we have.
That's our guy. I almost skipped right over him because there was only one.
Right.
Okay, our other favorite, Andean Condor. These guys are a little bigger than our California condors that we love so much. These are found in South America. They are near threatened, and you can tell they have a really different face than our beloved condors up here.
And of course, that white ruff around their neck, very distinctive.
It's kind of typical, a typical vulture look when you see them in cartoons and things like that, that white ruff. Super cool. Look at them landing here.
And not a lot of white underneath their wings.
No.
Looks like he's wearing a fur coat or a fur collared coat.
Yep.
Beautiful. The lappet-faced vulture. Now we're into the endangered vultures, and this guy's found in Africa. Beautiful, beautiful shot that Robin Riggs has sent in. Huge, big, just so much to just tear into that carcass. And
he's kind of a little alien-like to me, but also somehow really cute. I can't describe it. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I just really like vultures.
That last one looked very scrappy. Look at his wings. They look quite,
it's a little
like
fluffy.
a lot missing.
He's having a rough day.
Poor guy. That was at the Cincinnati Zoo. Oh, beautiful.
They've got some good ones out there.
They've got the pointy feathers as well.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And that kind of brown coloration.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. Egyptian vulture, also endangered. These ones I think are particularly beautiful. Maybe it's because they have that long pointed beak. Oh, and this is a special shout out to Ed Harper. He has the most species submitted. I believe
and the most photos.
Most photos, yeah. So I put a little number 12 on his ribbon because he sent us a number of the species we were looking for. So thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed
including
Harper.
This beautiful Egyptian vulture.
And now the Egyptian vulture is, I think, one of the most visually beautiful vultures because he's pure white. He has that stark
Yeah.
yellow bill. And I think when Birdie Mike was going to India, he was telling us that that when they see them in the wild, they're not white, and they're not pure white because they're living in amongst the humans and everything else. So they're very dirty.
I remember
the
that.
zoos are about the only ones with the pretty white ones.
Exactly, like this one from San Diego Zoo. Beautiful white feathers. This one actually in Egypt. Whether it's a reflection of an Egyptian vulture or not sure, but
so cool. Thank you, Steve and Cathy, for sending this in. They went to Egypt and found this in one of the tombs, and very, very creative.
Love this one.
Yay, Susan. So we were down to 22 species. And when Mike had announced it at the Vultures and Volumes, no, when we announced it at the Condor Sanctuary Tour on Thursday, Susan called her zoo the next morning to see if they had Cape vultures, and they did. So she took her umbrella, a book, and had a blast at that Fort Worth Zoo that day and took our 23rd species photo.
Yes.
Since we have received a lot of photos from different people, thank you so much.
Thank
but
you.
Special award to Susan for really going above and beyond and really trying to find that species for us.
Look at that guy. There he is.
They're so pretty.
Here's another one we got from Colorado Springs. Also beautiful white feathers.
Fantastic.
South Africa, Larry Thompson pulling it out of the hat again for us. Okay, so next we have the white rumped vulture. We're heading down the list now of endangerment. This one is critically endangered. This one is also found in Nepal, around the Himalayas. Oh, we just had the one. Thanks, Larry. Yep.
I think that was,
and then we have the Whitehead Vulture.
critically endangered, found in Africa. This guy's got a beautiful pink head and a very rid bill. Very different looking.
Yeah, he has almost sort of like a little, he reminds me of the cardinals with that little hair thing in the back. I just thought of that.
Like a crest, yes.
Yeah.
It looks very soft too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot better looking in these photos than I had imagined they would be in person.
Agreed. Oh, okay. So here's a good one. White-backed vulture. We got a number of these guys from Tanzania. They're really cool looking. So we gave Steve Zalin the Carry-On Award because we really loved the other predators mentioned here, and you see the vultures in the background just waiting to get their chance to go and feast. So,
and I believe he did tell us in the story when he sent these photos that the cheetah finally left. They then attacked the carcass and had a feast, and then I think the cheetah came back, but it was a really cool series of shots that he had sent in. So thank you, Steve, for those phenomenal white-backed vulture photos.
Love it. Yep, here's our guy. The white-backed one, a very popular one. Pretty, pretty. These almost sort of look a little eagle-like to me too. I think it's some of the coloration.
A shorter nose, much shorter beak.
Absolutely. Here's another great one with the carry-on. I believe that's an elephant. Yep.
Beautiful wingspan, like our California condors, absolutely stunning. There's part of that carcass that cheetah left. Looks kind of decimated to me.
Yep, they're having a good day, those vultures.
This slender-billed vulture found in India and Asia, very similar to the white-backed and with that really long, beautiful neck. Doesn't hide or go away as much as like the California condor's neck does, because it's about as long as these guys have, but it hides it quite a bit.
Exactly. Also similar looking to the Ruppel's vulture, also critically endangered, found around Central Africa. We've got a number of these guys. There's another good carry-on
That's a
one.
beautiful shot.
And you can see, many of you might already know this, but they're bald so that they can eat animals like this and it won't stick to them as much. And you can kind of see this guy getting a little dirty here. Pretty, pretty, pretty. That one's a little more fuzzy, if you will. Tanzania, yep. Okay, Redheaded Vulture. This one looks most cartoonish to me, if you will, because it has those really big eyes. Yeah, he's very interesting. Critically endangered, found in India and Asia.
And thank you, Larry. Some of these, I saw some of these trips are just, I'd love to see the rest of these photos because they're absolutely amazing.
I know.
Did we pass one of Mike's?
We did. Mike Steak.
Mike Steak, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, look at this one. Oh.
The Indian vulture, found in India, of course, in the Middle East.
Look how big these guys are compared to this beast that's on the ground. Mike Steak. Yep, more Indian vulture. I believe this is also one of those storks. I won't get too into it, but I think Mike talked about these guys in his Vultures and Volumes lecture. So once again, another plug for that. Go back and watch it on YouTube.
The Hooded Vulture.
And a special shout out to Morris, who he had pictures from the most locations. So we gave him the Globetrotter Award. Tanzania's not the only location he sent us photos from. So thank you, Morris.
Spain and Africa, and just the list goes on.
All over. So we've got this Hooded Vulture.
He's pretty cool. He's very interesting looking. I don't like it in a lot of the photos that I'd seen earlier on, but when we started getting pictures of them in the wild, they're actually quite cool looking.
Yeah, and
they're very unique.
They sort of have a little bit of that blue coloration around their eyes, which is very interesting.
Not a red eye like most vultures will have.
These guys are also critically endangered. Okay, we might be biased, might be our favorite. We love all vultures, but here's our beloved California Condor. As we all know, critically endangered, found in North America and the Western United States. Thank you, our friends at Oakland Zoo. Beth went up there, caught our friends up there. Cambria, yep, that's a good spot for vulture spotting.
We're releasing out of San Simeon, and we just got in 5 new girls that we will be releasing in November, I believe.
Yep.
From San Simeon that will be live on camera. So definitely want to keep an eye out for any emails that we send that will be highlighting those guys, and definitely check them out on the Condor cam, because you can see them right now in their holding facility, and they're pretty amazing. And we have 4 additional birds as well with them, or 5 additional that are going up to the Pacific Northwest. So there's a lot of birds in the San Simeon pen right now, worthy of checking out that Condor cam.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're all, I know the field crew was just out there last week. They got it all prepped up. They put new perches in, new water. So they arrived to a really wonderful spot. Yeah, they're looking great. Oh, Pinnacles. Yeah. This is another hot spot for the Condors. Obviously, you know, our partners at Pinnacles National Park, they look after and release condors over there too. This one, you can tell this is definitely like Central Coast condors. This is our flock flying over the ocean here.
Iconic, beautiful.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can tell, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is mid-blink. That's what it looks like. You can't really see his eye because he's blinking.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
And of course, our beloved 204.
Always.
Very easy to find on the coast.
Yes, he's popular. He likes to swoop around. If you're driving up and down the Big Sur coast, he's the one you're most likely to spot. They hang out on bridges. Look at that.
That's really cool. That's awesome. That's Arizona. Of course, they release at the Grand Canyon. The Peregrine Fund does up there. And the birds go up to Utah.
Wow.
Beautiful country.
San Diego, down at the San Diego Zoo, we've got condors down there. Also LA Zoo, I don't think that's in here, but LA Zoo, San Diego Zoo, Oakland Zoo.
And a lot of those birds are the ones that that are laying the eggs and that we're using to for the breeding. So those are the zoos that will be housing those birds.
That's right. Big Sur, obviously, great spot. Our favorite spot for condors.
Beautiful shot of 194, one of our older birds before he passed away.
You can see that crop too sticking out. I love seeing them together like this when they're sort of like sitting on their necks like that. I don't know why that cracks me up.
And of course that crop, and for those I'm sure most of you do know, but that red spot in his chest area, of course, is showing us that it has eaten quite well. And the bigger it is, the more that guy has eaten recently.
That's right.
And we love to see a big red crop.
Sunning wings again.
692, beautiful shot. Thank you, Steve.
From the backside.
That was at the pinnacles.
Oh, there you go.
646, isn't that Kodama?
Yes, I believe so.
Very popular bird.
Flying. See that white underwing?
So beautiful, very distinctive, very, very long, up to 9.5, 10-foot wingspan. Absolutely incredible when caught. Absolutely.
There you are, that up close face that we've all fallen in love with.
And short neck.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Funny.
Yeah, I
when
know,
they're flying,
right?
very, very short, but that thing can come out just like the other one when he's eating.
It's so funny.
And a juvenile condor.
Cutie.
Again, that black head, the dark eyes, a little bit of fuzzy tuft on his head.
Just like this one in this photo, juvenile, because it has that darkened face, but you can see a little bit of the pink sticking out on the neck.
Teenager. Funny, awkward stage.
Yeah. This is our High Flying Condor Award. We had lots of really cool pictures of people catching condors up in the air, but this one particularly stuck out to us because it almost looks like the photographer is higher than the condor, and the condor's looking back at the photographer. So Jim Mers, thank you so much for submitting that one.
Beautiful photo, and that's, you know, iconic Big Sur. And with Highway 1 in the California coast is the perfect vantage point to view condors. It hits that cliff just perfectly at a great spot so that you can see condors out to the ocean. You can turn around, see them above the cliffs. You can see them flying down. It's the greatest location to spot condors.
Love
and
it.
Easiest.
There's another one of our juveniles.
Our beloved Dolly. And Judith Davis took this at one of our Feathers in Flight events years ago when we did have Dolly come to visit the event, and she was fantastic. This was when she was still very young. I think she was only about 2 years old. And Dolly was hatched in one of our wild nests, but her wing got damaged in a scuffle at some point still in the nest. And so Condor Joe and the crew had to go in and remove her. And because the wing could not be fixed properly, Mike Clark at the LA Zoo talked the powers to be into using her and training her as a Condor ambassador. So she's very friendly with the keepers, or was anyway. I think she's over Mike now, but she was fantastic. And so they used her to teach and to educate. And we were very fortunate to have her come to our event a couple of years in a row.
Love it.
Beautiful bird.
Very cool. All right, Dolly.
And finishing it out, this is at our release site that just got pulled down, as we saw Condor Joe talking about at the Thursday Zoom for the Sanctuary Condor Tour. Excuse me. And this was Kingpen being released after a checkup.
Yep, and that's the release pen. You can see it in the back. It's all torn down now, but they're getting ready to put in the new one. Yeah,
and it's incredible. Whenever we have birds that are trapped, you can see them inside the pen, but look how many are on top of the pen and outside. The coolest thing about the release pen is when we have birds that we're holding, it draws so many of the wild birds, and it becomes this huge just festivities. They're curious about them, they're checking them out, and as soon as they are released, they welcome them into the wild.
That's right. And actually, I heard that that's what's happening right now. If you go look at the San Simeon Condor Cam, all the new birds are getting to meet the older birds who are hanging out around them and sort of figuring out who these new 10 guys are hanging out in their territory.
Mikey's bird, 566, is one of the first ones out there to welcome these ladies into the area.
How appropriate! How sweet!
Very sweet.
I love that.
And of course, Mikey's bird was named after our biologist, Mike Tyner, who passed away in 2011.
So you went down to check them out.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so as we mentioned,
That wraps up the vulture sharing. And of course, we have our silent auction that closes just at 6 o'clock tonight, less than 2 hours away. There's some really exciting things to purchase. We got Christmas around the corner. Don't forget, we got some people maybe that need to check off on some of our buy it now items or some of these beautiful items that we have up for bid.
Yep, absolutely. A few more auction items for you.
Some great trips too, if you're looking for some travel packages. It's a 3-year booking, no blackout dates at all, and they have 100% help in getting that all taken care of and booking it, and
airfare included.
Airfare included.
This is the best way to get in to get some cheaper than you would usual trips with all these things included. Awesome. Okay, so as we mentioned,
yes,
should we do our drawing?
We had a carry-on bag that was a bunch of goodies for all the submissions, and so it's all in this beautiful beautiful Aniko bag. And so we have everybody's name who's submitted into this beautiful bowl, and we will go ahead and pick the name.
Do you want to be the selector, Cathy?
Sure. Okay. I have Laura Goggin. Laura Goggin Photography. Laura Goggin won. So we will mail that bag out to her. Thank you so much for everybody who's submitted photos to this, and thank you so much for participating in our event. This is supporting California Condors, the Central Coast, and this is our annual fundraiser, and we could not do what we do without all of you.
Yeah, thank you everyone so much. We'll get in contact with you for your awards. Thanks to Mike Stake for answering questions in the chat. And yeah, get in there and bid. You've got an hour and a half left.
Do we want to open up for any questions just
does
before we
anybody
close?
have any?
Just for the sake of, oh, I don't, I'm gonna let you.
I'll open the chat one more time. Great show. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Everybody's being so
Thank you so much for joining
kind.
us today. Very, very, very excited.
Yeah.
This is usually not our cup of tea.
Yeah, this has been really fun. So thank you, everyone. All right.
Cool.
Okay. Well, we'll see you all.
Yeah.
Next
Happy
time.
bidding, and thank you again for joining us.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Trying.